Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome, dear listeners and viewers, to Dars-e Khajagan. On behalf of Dastarkhan-e Khajagan, we are trying to provide and put forward the writings, the maktubat of Sultanul Muhakkikin, Hazrat Makhdume Jaha Shaykh Sharafuddin Ahmad Yahya Manari Rahmatullahi Ta'ala Alayhi, who has written these to his disciples. And we are trying to put them forward to our listeners and viewers in little parts and in a concise way as possible. And today's maktubat number 78. It is to do with the things that are connected to this world, which are to be considered and taken into consideration, and how he has put it forward, writing as usual by addressing Brother Shamsuddin. Huzur sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam has put forward, Ershad Karesen, put forward, without the connection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this whole world and everything in it is as mardud and abhishapto, meaning curseful. Everything then have been divided into three parts. The first, what it is, whether it is apparent or hidden, it is all for this world. Whether it is apparent, whether we can see, or it is unseen, it is for this world. It can never be for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hence, it is only to a collection of sin, and its intention can never be for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, the relaxation of this world, to enjoyment of this world, is only for the pleasure of the nafs. This is the accumulation of sin and causes laziness. And the third part, as it is, can be apparent and hidden, although it is for the intention that it might be for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but in reality is to earn the world or worldly need. Then it is the three way that it can be subdivided: the way we think, the way we remember, and how we go and act against our nafs. And this action that we do can again be divided, as it is divisible in three ways, and it is being put forward in that way for the hereafter, for the better, and only for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But for people and for the people, when we take the intention that when we do something for the people so that we earn respect and recognition, if we earn and if we gain knowledge and if we do things for the people, so that we do something good, so that the people recognizes, and for the recognition of the people, and for the things that we do, whether it is be dhikr, whether it is be giving sadaqah, or to become an abid, or to refrain from things that are forbidden. And if it is for the people, then all those things becomes a harmful thing, and it is a curse of greatness, although it might be seemed, or it might seem to be for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the third type, if we look at it in a simplistic way, although it can be seen in a simplistic way for the world, but in reality, the intention is not, but rather for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, what we take for food, if we make that food so that it can sustain us and gives us the strength and ability to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then we take the acceptance of a wedlock. So get married for what reason? For the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we may procreate. And then we go alone, take leave from people for only one reason and one reason alone, so that we can worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the loneliness. And then we can ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for enough wealth so that we can sustain ourselves. That is in reality for Allah. In the eyes of Sharia, for recognition, for greatness, shan shawqat, within the community, to have a higher recognition, to earn such things, to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for such wealth. In the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allah will not be pleased with those. And the ones who ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what is just necessary, and that is allowed. And if they were to take that wealth and use it for the sustenance, and so that they may worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in such a way, then in the day of judgment, their face will be glowing, lit up, like the moon of the 15th night. Subhanallah. Now he is saying that to know that this world has three ranking. That to take food and drink only for the need, and to take clothing and for the need, and one dwelling so that one can be safe. Apart from that, anything that is over the necessity, it becomes, what is it? It becomes a collection, so that you're gathering wealth, and for only one reason, to show off boastfulness. And for those things, in the hereafter, accountability will have to be given. And anything that is done for taking greatness and show off, their abode will be the fire of hell in the hereafter. And the ones who takes enough just for sustenance, yet still they are being warned not to lose fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because this is one of the things that can be accounted for, to be comfortable, to earn comfort. Hence, the people of wisdom, known as Buzurgan Deen, the ones who have followed the true path, they say, take less than what is needed. So for example, if it was enough to take 3 morsels of food, so they would choose to take only 2. Subhanallah. Hazrat Khaja Waskruni rahimahullah ta'ala has been given as an example. He used to take so less, so little, that it was so much less than what was necessary. And the way he has sustained himself, people used to think that he has lost his mind. Some people used to call him the person of insane. And that sometimes he would be unseen by people for year on year end. Why? He used to leave his household at the time of Fajr and will not be returning until time of Isha. And what was his food? The food that he used to take as he was used to go around, the actual dates that used to drop from the tree, and those were the collection. That's what he used to take for his food. And his for clothing, Allahu Akbar, the clothing that he would find that people has thrown away, he would put them together, he would sew them together, wash them and use them for himself, making them clean. One of the poet has written down, the ones who are the light of the 7th heaven, they are being put on the throne of abuse. And those are the ones who understands Allah. They're the ones who are being called as the insane and the people of destitute. And those people are being used for target practice by throwing stones upon them. But in reality, these are the people who have understood the connection and the false connection to this world. And in reality, this is the reality of Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam and Awliya rahimahullah ta'ala. If we cannot do the things the way they have done, then reduce to what is necessary and leave the things that makes us of the people who spends without necessity. Then we will be protected from great calamity. And there is a dua for those to be kept safe. O Allah, Ya Rabbal Alameen, your mercy is such that it is unlimited ocean, and a drop from it is enough for us. And if all the people of the world and all the creations sins are to be washed upon it, it will not change what's within it. And in reality, all the creations' need can be fulfilled. At this, we will leave and take your leave for today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to understand what is the Shaykh is trying to put forward. Do not try to accumulate or take things that is unnecessary. For example, the examples upon examples are given in such that sometimes people do things with the intention for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then what happens, other people sees that, and then they give them such level of attention and taking them in a way saying that you've done really good, this, that and the other, commending them, and then it changes their heart. And what does it do? Makes them happy and become boastful, and then it's taken away. That intention have been changed. So that's why remain humble, do things that are absolutely necessary, so that our intentions only remain for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then wealth, only keep what is necessary, have what is necessary, and we're allowed to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what is needed to maintain ourselves, to keep ourselves steady, so that we can worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in peace. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin عبدك ورسولك وعلى المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات يا رب العالمين. Accept this, what we have tried to put forward, so that we can accept it and act upon it. Ameen. Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.